What's going on, guys, and welcome to DubHub. Today I will be going over a complete and thorough guide on how to more consistently hit your shotgun shots, and this will not just be me saying that you guys need to switch to my sensitivity. Although I'll be showing my sensitivity, I do not need you guys to switch to it at all. I will just be giving a general range, and other than that, the video does not revolve around sensitivities. This will be a list of things you can do and skills you can practice to more consistently hit your shots, and little tips and tricks that are proven to work and will definitely help you guys out in the long run. Before I get into the video, I just want to mention that in the gameplay I'm wearing a default skin and pickaxe. I know you guys will probably be commenting about that. This is because the editing software that I had to use in order to make this video required me to play on a different account that was not linked to an Epic Games account, which means that I have no skins or anything on here, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So sorry about, not having any skins or anything. Typically I do, but that's why you do not see any in the gameplay right now. Alright guys, so to start things off very briefly, I will be going over my sensitivity. As you can see on screen here, I play in a 9-7, and this basically means that for the x-axis I can build very quickly, and you guys will want this as well. Not specifically 9, but just something around there. And you want the y-axis to be slightly lower so that when you're shooting your shots you can depend on the y-axis rather than the x-axis to hit them. And this is basically it. Just make sure you put it around that range. But anyway, we're going to be getting into our first tip. We'll be doing this in order of complexity, so I will start with the most simple tips and go to the most complex. So if you guys are seeing something that you already know about, just make sure you stick around, and there will probably be a tip that you do not know about. So the first thing we're going to be going over is peeking, and basically what peeking is either sideways or vertical, and that means, by vertical I mean that you'll be peeking down. So we're going to be going over sideways first. If you'll go ahead and look on screen here, I have a little bit of gameplay. So say that there's somebody in that door right where I'm shooting with my silenced pistol, and they're just standing there kind of pre-aiming you or something. The thing is, you are not going to want to peek on the right side or from the right side, because when you peek from the right side, in order to be able to get your crosshairs on them, you're going to have to expose your entire player, which means that your hitbox is bigger and they are more likely to hit you. Now, the thing that you're going to want to do is switch to the right side, or not the right side, the left side. Sorry guys, I cannot talk. And basically what this does is you can do the same exact peek and hit the same exact person, but with half of your body exposing and half the hitbox. So this will definitely increase your odds of surviving. It's not a huge thing, but it's definitely something to start off on. Now, if we're going to go to vertical peeking, this means that you have a slight height advantage on somebody. This usually means that the player isn't going to be the best, and what you're going to want to do is aim in very quickly and kind of almost quick scope them, and I'll get more on that later, but this is very simple. And you can also do this while crouching and uncrouching, but at least pre-aim first and aim down your sights, because when you aim down your sights you have more of a chance to get consistent damage and a higher damage. You also have more range and more accuracy, so this is going to be very important. Also, this doesn't only mean that you can do this while peeking, you can also do this while you're just in a fight. One tip that I recommend is, if you are playing somebody, make sure you actually pay attention to what shotgun they are using, because if they're using a pump and they shoot you and they miss, then you can use that opportunity to shoot with your pump, and you can also aim in very quickly because you don't have to be jumping around while they're reloading their pump. So what I mean by that is there is a slight delay between pump shots, which means they shoot you. That means that you have time, as long as they're not switching to an SMG, to kind of aim down your pump shot. That means you can stand still, and you can definitely have a higher chance of hitting them if you do that. I definitely crammed too much information in too small of a space there, so if you guys did not fully understand, or I was just a little bit unclear, make sure you go back and re-listen to it and fully grasp what I'm saying, because it is all very important. But now we're going to be getting into the next tip, which is the slow flick. And I've seen lots of people explain this already. I wanted to pass it on to you guys, but I will not be doing it in the same way that other people have explained it before, or at least it will be similar, but not exactly the same. So I see this used by pros all the time, and if you didn't know, you probably should know this. If you're in a shotgun battle, odds are that your opponent is also shooting at you with a shotgun, and your goal is going to be to have a good balance of hitting your shots while avoiding theirs, right? So this means that jumping and movement is absolutely key. So if you want to be able to do this, you want to jump up, and then you are going to flick your crosshairs, if that's what you are going to want to call it, and you're going to make a U shape or an upside down U shape. So you can either go from the top and land on your opponent, or you could go from the bottom and land on your opponent. It really does not matter, but it's all a matter of preference. To me, I think that the like U shape is definitely a lot more comfortable and coming from the bottom because you're more likely to hit your shots. I think that when I do it from the top, I'm a little bit more wild and I am more consistently missing my shots, which is the exact point of what you are not trying to do. So I think that this is very vital when you're in a shotgun battle, and it can also look cool, but this is fundamental, and this is going to be a new meta soon, so this is going to be something that you need to know. You guys may be like me and you may be looking at this for the first time and thinking, wow, this isn't really a slow flick, this is actually kind of a fast flick. The reason it's called a slow flick is because you are using the y-axis over the x-axis. So if you are using a higher x sensitivity, that means that it will be a slow flick. So it's more like a slower flick, and you guys may be like me, and when you're doing it over the top and doing the upside down U pattern, you may think that it's going a little bit too fast and you may be a little bit wild. Well, I think that I have found something that will make it so that you can time your shots a little bit better. I like to jump, and as I jump, almost model my jump path by putting my crosshairs down as I'm falling, and this will allow you to get more headshots too, but it also just lets you get in more control of your shots, because I think a lot of people go into shotgun battles and they kind of just randomly flick their joystick around, and this is on console by the way. They're flicking their joystick around and it's not really working out very well at all. They're missing all of their shots, but this allows you to kind of slow things down and have more control shots, and this is just very vital, especially if you are somebody who misses your shots like me but wants to move fast on a high sensitivity. It happens to everyone, and this is something that you guys are going to want to be implementing into your strategy. Other than that, you guys are going to want to make certain that in your loadout you are using some form of a shotgun and SMG combination. Ever since the double shotgun nerf with the beginning of Season 5, the pump SMG, tac SMG, even heavy SMG, that has just been so much more important, and it's actually been the new meta. So no matter what the combination, in this gameplay I was using a gray tac and a gray suppress SMG. It works, guys, trust me. Even if you miss that first shot with your shotgun, you will still be able to bounce back potentially if your opponents miss your shot on you with that SMG if you switch to it very quickly. And if you guys want me to, I can make a guide on how to hit your SMG shots as well and hit as many of those, but that will be a completely different video. Alright guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. I started my way through this video, but that is completely okay because I tried to jam-pack as much information in today's video as possible, and I really hope it benefited you guys in the long run. If you have any clarification questions, make sure you go to the comment section down below and ask me and each other what is going on and what I'm saying. I'll try to get to those as soon as possible, but other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys later.